Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Well, hey guys, I'm here with the Rocket. At first, a huge shout out to Liam at UC Underground for providing me this wheel to test and to have fun with, and I've been doing both. Hey, let me show you something real quick. See that? 208 miles. You know, I was counting the other day that I have actually owned 48 wheels over the last 9 years. And of those, I actually have 19 right now. I keep trying to pare my collection down to a little more manageable number, but every time I sell one or two, I seem to get new ones. So it's a never-ending battle for me. But anyway, so I think I have a pretty good perspective on wheels, and I really make an effort not to become jaded with wheels. I can actually enjoy every wheel, from the most advanced, sophisticated wheel to the simplest wheel. They all have something unique about them, and if you look, you can enjoy them all, as long as you don't, as long as you just don't be so specific that you need, you know, this one particular type of power wheel and everything else is garbage. Of course, I do have favorite wheels, and there's usually a collection of a handful that I gravitate towards most of the time, but I do try and make an effort to ride all my wheels periodically, and it really is fun variety. It's like opening up your closet to get dressed in the morning. It's nice to have a collection of shirts to pick from, right? So where does the Rocket fit into my collection at this point? Well, let's begin with talking about some of the negatives about the Rocket from my perspective. I'm not sure I'm a fan of these LED lights, particularly being incorporated into the battery packs. So if you have a failure, you have to deal with working on the battery pack. Now, I don't know, I go back and forth. If you had, like in some of the Begold wheels or other wheels, the LEDs are in a plastic piece that fits on the wheel. Maybe that's easy to work on, and you can actually, I don't think I could get, I think I would have to remove the battery pack to replace these LEDs, and as you might be able to see, one of them has failed on me. It actually failed on the first day of riding the wheel, like mellow, like I just started riding the wheel just to get a feel for it. And sometime during that day, it failed. And these LEDs are in pairs, one pair, two pair, and two in the back. And so to replace this one, I'd have to replace these. I don't even know where I can get them right now. The LED lights aren't critical for me to enjoy a wheel, so I haven't pursued it, but I imagine I can get replacement parts. So I don't know, maybe they're more protected by being inside these metal battery cases versus inside plastic, which you can get damaged in a fall. Then again, it's already failed on me. The other big negative, really the biggest negative for me on this wheel is the trolley handle. One thing, it doesn't lock, so if the wheel tumbles, which I have had it tumble a little bit, some of my riding, it'll just flop open. And this wheel, as I'll talk about, is the kind of wheel that you're going to want to have fun with, and the wheel might be tumbling. So pops up like this, much more likely to get damaged. But then again, from my experience, this mechanism is actually a table hardware that you can buy at Amazon. So the CNC handle is not going to get bent. What's going to get damaged is this hardware down here. So probably use a replaceable. But the one thing I really dislike is the height. When I'm taking this in the store, I have to lean. I'm 5 feet 11, and I just have to bend like this. It starts getting in my back, and then I feel I look silly walking through the store bent over like this. If it only been a couple more inches, the Falcon has a handle, pretty short handle, but it's 2 inches taller than this, and actually for my height that's comfortable. But I don't know if they could have incorporated the handle that pivoted from up here. Could have been a much better handle. But what they're doing, just like Begode tends to do, is they reuse parts on other wheels. And what's most important to Extreme Bow and Begode generally is manufacturing cost and ease, not usability. The user is second in priority, I believe, in terms of producing a wheel. Highest priority is how easy can we design the wheel to manufacture and to assemble. Just my perspective. I'm not going to complain about the battery size. It's only 1,500 watt hours, but this is 2025. We have the battery technology that exists right now, and the bottom line is, if you want a light, nimble, super fun wheel like the Rocket, you're going to have to sacrifice battery capacity. It would be one thing if we could easily put 5,000 watt hours of battery in this wheel and they didn't give it to us. Then I would complain. So it is what it is. I do get wobbles on this wheel above, well, I feel my sweet spot for riding this wheel is up to 25, and I will ride up to 30 depending on road conditions. But above 30, I feel the tendency to wobble. And generally, I just don't like riding small wheels like this at higher speeds than 30 miles per hour. Even if I didn't get any wobbles, I don't think I would want to, because I don't think it's particularly safe, because no matter what anyone says, small wheels are less stable, and you could be riding no wobbles, great rider, and then you hit a bump that you don't expect, wobble city. Or if you need to brake rapidly, emergency brake that you're not expecting, I think you're much more likely to wobble and potentially wobble out and fall on your butt and potentially get injured on this wheel. And I know there are some riders out there, no wobbles. Roger, I know he has a Rocket right now, and he said no wobble issues, and he's even set some speed records on his Rocket. So I will accept that I am an inferior rider. I've definitely never said I was a particularly fantastic rider. So I will attribute my wobbleness on this wheel as a rider skill level. But in broad strokes, if you tend to deal with wobbles on small wheels, you're going to deal with wobbles on this. And also, I think it might have to do with the tire. I have there's indications that if you have a knobby tire, that it's much more stable and you don't have to deal with wobbles. I actually, in the process, I think in the next day or two, I'm going to get a knobby tire for this. I'm going to put it on and see how it behaves. I'm actually kind of excited for that. Particularly how I would really like to ride this a lot more on trails and do kind of the stuff that I think a knobby tire would be ideal for. I'm not going to be racing this wheel, so I kind of think a knobby maybe is ideal for this wheel. At least for me, it is. So I'm looking forward to that. The pedals on the Rocket, I think, are fantastic. You should have no need to go out and buy new pedals for this wheel. They're the what Extreme Bow's been shipping for quite a while on their wheels. That being said, I do have some cool pedals I'm about to install on this, so it certainly doesn't preclude you from installing nicer pedals. But if definitely don't feel like you're gonna need to go out and get some good quality pedals like if you get some Librachem wheels. The light is okay. I wouldn't want to have to depend on it riding it at night, but it'll do the job in a pinch. The suspension, I like the suspension. So far it's been treating me really nice. I think it's an upgrade from the Commander Mini. This wheel very much looks like the Commander Mini, right? It's in that vein, but I think the suspension is great. It feels soft. It's very Librachem quality in terms of the feel. I don't know about longevity, but for me it's been working great, or at least last couple hundred miles. It sucks up the little stuff well enough, and when you do bigger drops, it just feels really nice. So I like the suspension. I think that's great. This wheel, as you saw maybe a little bit on the introduction to this video and other videos, super nimble. This wheel is so fun to ride. It's got power, endless amount of power. That's the biggest selling point for this wheel, is the power and the fact that you, the rider, is going to be the limiting factor on what you can do with this wheel, not the other way around. There's a lot of wheels which they have their limitations, and depending on the rider, you can find those extremes and levels which will keep you from doing what you want to do. I don't know about this wheel. This wheel, what I love about it is anything I feel like I want to tackle, I can do it. Any steep hills I want to climb, rocks, trails. Again, I'm looking forward to the knobby, which will give me better grip. But I just climb over rocks. Everything is effortless. These river banks, I can go up and down all day long, and it just pulls me up. It's just the power on this wheels is amazing. I think the Rocket, the name they gave it, is appropriate. Again, I don't think it's ideal for the speed freaks out there, but like Roger, he's having fun. I think he's taking it up over 50 miles per hour, this small wheel. So if you're into that, a super small wheel, this will do it. But just otherwise, just, I don't know, the torque, I just think, again, you can do anything with this wheel. You, the rider, is a limiting factor for this wheel. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I thought I would talk a little bit about this versus the Arrow. Some people seem to think this is a competitor to the Arrow, and I don't know. I see these two wheels as totally different. I have ridden the Arrow, not a lot, but I have ridden it. Arrow is a super sexy, super fun ride. I love the looks. It feels like a much smaller wheel than this. When I first saw it in person, it's like, wow, this is a small wheel. It was very fun to ride, but I see the Arrow as more of a casual wheel. Great for, just great for having casual fun. Certainly not a low power wheel, but it doesn't compare to this. Great for going to the stores. The trolley handle. The trolley handle is great on the Arrow. And that realm, it beats this wheel all to heck. The light, I think, is better. There's definitely a lot of pluses with the Arrow, but Arrow I see really more of a casual, I would put in the category of a casual wheel. And of course the battery is much smaller. This thing is more of a beast. Again, this is a power wheel. This it's maybe not this. Well, I'd say it's definitely not the sexy wheel. But if I had to pick the Arrow or this, for this form factor, small kind of a wheel, I don't have to think about it. I would take this wheel because I know no matter what I feel like doing that day, this wheel can do it. I'm not so sure about the Arrow. So the bottom line is this wheel is for the person who wants to be challenged by the wheel in terms of you know, what they can possibly do with the wheel, not being limited by the wheel, which can open up more avenues to have fun. And it's also a great casual wheel. It's not like that's all it can be used is for power users. Again, I've taken this to the store. It's super nimble. Have zero issues riding this wheel in crowds of people. Super fun to go slow with. But boy, if you're if you don't want to be limited by your wheel, that's I think this wheel would be for you, even with some of its faults. All right, guys. Well, I hope you got something out of this video, and until next time, safe riding on your rocket.